Look around you right now and try to find a single thing that is actually difficult. It's hard, isn't it? You are likely sitting in a climate-controlled room, the temperature regulated to a perfect, stagnant 68 degrees. You have a device in your hand that grants you instant access to every dopamine hit imaginable, from pornography to world news to cheap entertainment. You haven't felt true, bone-chilling cold in years, and you've likely never felt the kind of hunger that makes your stomach turn into a knot of survivalist rage. This is what we call progress. This is the modern miracle. But look closer at the people walking down the street in this miracle. Look at their posture. Look at the way they stare into their tiny hand mirrors, obsessed with their own reflections, terrified of a single negative comment or a momentary lapse in Wi-Fi. We have built a world that is perfectly designed to keep us comfortable, and in doing so, we have built a world that is perfectly designed to kill the very essence of what makes us human. We are living in a state of biological bankruptcy. We have inherited the bodies of apex predators, of marathon hunters, of mountain climbers who survived ice ages, and we have placed those bodies in cubicles and cushioned chairs. Your comfort is not your friend. It is a slow-moving predator that eats your ambition first, then your discipline, and finally your soul. It's a seductive poison that whispers that you've done enough, that you deserve a break, that the struggle is something to be avoided at all costs. But the struggle is not the enemy. The struggle is the only thing that ever gave your life meaning. Think about the modern man we see so often today, the one captured in those satirical sketches of the traditionalist. He stands on a rickety wooden stage, veins popping in his neck, screaming about how things used to be better, how the past was glorious and the present is a disaster. He thinks he's a warrior for truth, but look at him. He's reactive, he's fragile. If the world doesn't bend to his specific will, he breaks into a fit of rage. This is the untrained mind. He is just as much a slave to his comfort as the person he's shouting at. He's addicted to the comfort of his own anger, the easy satisfaction of blaming a group, a politician, or a movement for the emptiness he feels inside. He is the man in the theater of shadows, performing a role he didn't write, fueled by emotions he can't control. This is the fate of the man who neglects the Stoic Athlete Way. He has the software of a philosopher, but the hardware of a child. Or, perhaps, he has the hardware of a giant, but the software of a coward. To be a Stoic athlete is to refuse this split. It is to realize that a mind without a disciplined body is a ghost, and a body without a disciplined mind is a beast. You must be both. You must be the one who can sit in a dimly lit banquet hall, surrounded by the faceless, shadowy crowd of modern consumerism, people gorging themselves on wine and hollow pleasures, and remain completely solitary in your focus. You must be able to look at the feast and feel absolutely nothing, because your hunger is for something that cannot be served on a silver platter. Your hunger is for the virtues etched into the very fibers of your being. Imagine the training ground. This isn't your local air-conditioned gym with neon lights and upbeat pop music. This is a rock-hewn palestra under a beating, harsh high-noon sun. There are no fans here. There are no padded floors. There is only the dust, the heat, and the weight. Picture yourself there performing a lift that seems impossible. You aren't just lifting a barbell. You are carrying a massive, rugged bundle of boulders on your back, held together by worn, biting ropes. Your muscles are corded, dripping with sweat, screaming for you to drop the load. This is when the transformation happens. In this moment of extreme physical strain, the normal man would be cursing his luck, looking for an exit or crying out in pain. But the Stoic athlete does something different. He gazes upward at the sun. His face is not a mask of agony, but a mask of complete, terrifying serenity. He is practicing mind over body control. He is teaching his nervous system that the pain in his legs is just information, nothing more. It is a signal, not a command. By voluntarily choosing this weight, he is repairing the cracks in his own character. And if you look closely at the background of his life, you see those cracks glowing with a faint golden light. This is the Kintsugi of the soul. In Japanese tradition, broken pottery is repaired with gold, making the piece stronger and more beautiful for having been broken. The Stoic athlete applies this to his mind. Every time he pushes through a workout that he wanted to skip, every time he chooses the cold shower over the warm one, every time he speaks the truth when a lie would be easier, he is filling a crack with gold. He is becoming a person who cannot be broken because he has already been broken and rebuilt 1,000 times over. But the physical weight is only the beginning. The real wrestling happens in the mind. Picture yourself in a sand-covered arena at sunset. The light is dynamic, orange and gold, casting long shadows across the Doric columns. You are locked in a struggle, but your opponent isn't a human being. It is a figure made of polished black iron, full of sharp, geometric, abstract edges. This is the untrained mind. It is the personification of your excuses, your fears, your obstacles. It is heavy, cold, and unyielding. It tries to trip you, to crush you under its mechanical weight. The Stoic athlete doesn't scream at the iron figure. He doesn't complain that the fight is unfair. He simply engages. He breathes. He finds the submission hold. With a face that is perfectly calm, he uses his strained muscles to slowly, powerfully twist that iron point into the sand. This is discipline. This is the daily grind of wrestling with your own nature. You don't beat the iron once and call it a day. You wrestle it every morning. You wrestle it when someone insults you at work. You wrestle it when the economy crashes or your car breaks down. You learn to pin your epithemia, your chaotic desires, to the ground. Desire is a swirling, fiery red and purple smoke, always trying to pull you in 1,000 different directions. It promises hedone, pleasure, and plutos, wealth. It threatens you with phobos, fear, and doxa, fame. These are the invisible, glowing threads that pull at the average person like a puppet. But the Stoic athlete recognizes them for what they are: distractions. He uses his wooden staff, his reason, as a lever to snap those threads. He looks inward. He knows that fame is a vapor, wealth is a loan from fate, and pleasure is a fleeting itch. The only thing that is real is his ratio, his reason, and his will. To understand this, you have to look inside the brain control room. Imagine your cranium is not a mushy organ, but a fortified circular stone command center, blending ancient Roman architecture with the precision of a clockmaker. You are the pilot sitting at a massive mahogany console. Before you are gates labeled in Latin: ideantium, judgment, voluntas, will, and eventus externus, external events. Look at that third gauge. It's redlining. The needle is bouncing wildly because the world outside is chaotic. People are shouting, markets are swinging, and the weather is unpredictable. The average person stares at that gauge and panics. Their heart rate follows the needle. But you, the Stoic athlete, you don't even look at it. Your hand is steady as you reach for the center of the console, a large engraved brass toggle switch clearly labeled Dichotomy of Control. You flip it. Suddenly, the amber light in the room softens. You realize that what happens on the external events gauge is none of your business. Your only business is the will gauge and the judgment gauge. Is your judgment sound? Is your will aligned with virtue? If the answer is yes, then the storm outside can rage until the mountains crumble, and it will not move you an inch. This is the secret of the golden halo. It's not a religious symbol. It's the light of a mind that has found its own center. It is the radiation of sapienza, wisdom. This path is not a crowded one. If you look down from the rugged mountain peak where the Stoic athlete scales the treacherous winding path, you will see a vast valley far below. In that valley, you can see hundreds of tiny, dot-like figures. They're partying, they're celebrating their comfort. They're following the crowded path, the path of least resistance. It looks fun from a distance, but it's a path that leads to nowhere but to the grave of potential. The Stoic athlete is a tiny speck against the massive, rugged mountain, climbing solitary and silent. He's cold, he is tired, he is barefoot on the icy rock. But he has a view that the people in the valley will never understand. He sees the sun of reality. He is moving from ignorantia, the tired, unmuscular state of the modern man, through disciplina, the painful middle ground of training, and towards sapienza. He is sifting his life through a fine golden sieve. He takes the chaotic jumble of his daily thoughts, the tethered scrolls of anxiety, the masks of social expectation, and he shakes them. The gray ash and the useless paper disintegrate and pour onto the ground.
What remains in the sieve are the pristine golden scrolls of truth. These are the things that matter. How did I treat people today? Did I do my best work? Did I stay master of myself? The final step of the Stoic Athlete Way is the most important one. You must eventually leave the theater of shadows. You have to stop performing, stop worrying about how your stoicism looks to others, stop posting quotes, and start living the weight. Imagine jumping down from that splintered, rickety stage. Feel the jarring impact as your feet hit the solid, textured earth. Feel the pebbles and the dry grass between your toes. This is the real world. The theater is behind you now with its messy velvet curtains and its fake drama. You are walking forward, leaving the shadows for the radiant, powerful golden hour sun. You are no longer a spectator of your own life. You are the athlete. You are the philosopher. You are the one who knows that comfort was the cage and the struggle